The date was May 20th, 2025. This was Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. The Oklahoma City Thunder faced the Minnesota Timberwolves. And let me tell you, the Thunder didn't just secure a victory. They delivered an absolute beatdown, a resounding 114-88 triumph. This wasn't merely a win, ladies and gentlemen. This was a declaration, a powerful statement to the entire league. They arrived ready to compete, and they unequivocally announced their intentions. It was an absolutely sensational opening to the series, a display of sheer dominance. Now you might be asking, how did they achieve such a commanding win? The answer is simple. Defense. That was the cornerstone of their success. They relentlessly hounded the Timberwolves, forcing a staggering 19 turnovers. 19! Minnesota was far too careless with the basketball. And the Thunder? They capitalized, converting those errors into 31 crucial points. You simply cannot expect to win a playoff game, especially not against this formidable Thunder squad, when you're practically gifting them possessions. They make you pay for every single misstep, every single time. Let's delve into those shooting statistics, shall we? The Minnesota Timberwolves managed to shoot a paltry 34.9% from the field, from the entire floor. That is, to put it mildly, abysmal. And their performance from beyond the three-point arc? It was even more dreadful. They connected on only 15 of their 51 attempts. That equates to a mere 29.4%. It was as if they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn no matter how hard they tried. The Thunder's perimeter defense was absolutely suffocating, relentless, giving them no breathing room, no easy looks. And what about the battle in the paint? You can forget about Minnesota finding any solace there. They scraped together only 20 points from inside the paint. 20. This figure represents their lowest point total in the paint in a playoff contest since way back in the 2004 postseason. Chet Holmgren and the rest of the Thunder Bigs, they constructed an impenetrable fortress around the basket. There were no easy layups, no uncontested dunks, absolutely nothing given away cheaply. This was, without a shadow of a doubt, a complete and utter defensive masterpiece from the opening tip to the final buzzer. Now let's be perfectly clear about something. The first half of this contest, it wasn't exactly a flawless offensive display for Oklahoma City. Their superstar, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, found himself in a bit of a slump. He managed to make only 2 of his 13 shots from the field. That's certainly uncharacteristic for a player of his caliber. But here's the crucial part. Despite his struggles, the Thunder were only trailing by a mere 4 points at the halftime break. They had put up 44 points, and their tenacious defense ensured they remained right in the thick of the game. That's resilience, folks. And how, you might wonder, did they manage to stay so close despite their offensive engine not firing on all cylinders? Once again, the answer lies in those turnovers. A significant 18 of their first half points were generated directly from Minnesota's miscues. Think about that. Even when their main offensive weapon was cold, even when the overall offense seemed to be sputtering and searching for rhythm, their defense was actively creating scoring opportunities. That, right there, is the unmistakable hallmark of a truly great team, a championship-caliber team. They possess the ability to find alternative ways to win. Then, the second half commenced. And oh, what a spectacular second half it turned out to be for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They erupted for an incredible 70 points. 70! Their shooting accuracy was simply off the charts, as they connected on nearly 62% of their field goal attempts. 62%. It was an offensive explosion, a deluge of scoring that the Timberwolves simply could not withstand. Minnesota had absolutely no answer, no counterpunch, no way to stem the tide. The Thunder just completely and utterly ran away with the game in those final 2 quarters. Let's focus specifically on the third quarter because that period was the decisive blow, the moment the game truly swung. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and his dynamic teammate Jalen Williams, they absolutely went off. They combined to score 21 crucial points in that quarter alone, and they did it efficiently, shooting a combined 9 of 15 from the field. Incredibly, those 2 players single-handedly outscored the entire Minnesota Timberwolves team during that pivotal 12-minute stretch. That dynamic duo simply took over the proceedings. Game, set, and match. It was decided right there. Let's talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What more is there to say about this phenomenal talent? He finished the game with an impressive 31 points. And remember, this was after that uncharacteristically slow start in the first half. He didn't allow himself to panic. He didn't fold under the pressure of the moment. Instead, he made adjustments. He persevered and found his rhythm. That, my friends, is precisely what superstars do. They rise to the occasion when it matters most. And SGA, he unequivocally showed up and delivered a big-time performance for his team. Now let's put this Oklahoma City Thunder defense into historical perspective. Throughout these current playoffs, they are conceding a mere 100.7 points per 100 possessions. That figure is absolutely elite. It's a testament to their commitment and execution on that end of the floor. During the regular season, they already boasted the #1 ranked defense in the entire league. But somehow, someway, they have managed to elevate their defensive intensity even further in the postseason. They've become scarier, more dominant. That's the kind of championship DNA you look for. Points off turnovers. Are you kidding me with these numbers? The Thunder are currently averaging an astounding 25.3 points per game off their opponents' turnovers in these playoffs. That is the most by any team in the entire play-by-play era, which dates all the way back to 1997. This isn't just a case of them being good at this aspect of the game. This is historic. They are absolutely feasting on the mistakes made by their adversaries. They are masterfully turning defensive stops into instant offensive opportunities. It is truly a beautiful brand of basketball to witness, unless of course you happen to be playing against them. And get this incredible statistic, the Oklahoma City Thunder have now joined the illustrious 2017 Golden State Warriors in a very exclusive club. The Golden State Warriors, a dynasty. They are now the only two teams in the last quarter century, the past 25 years, to have scored 30 or more points off turnovers in consecutive playoff games. That is truly rarefied air, folks. Furthermore, they are currently forcing an NBA-high 18.3 turnovers per game from their opponents in this postseason. Their defensive pressure is simply relentless. It is an unyielding, suffocating defense that breaks opponents down. The Thunder's head coach Mark Daigneault articulated it perfectly after the game. He stated, "I just thought it took us a second to calibrate to the opponent. That acknowledges the initial offensive struggles. But what provided them with the necessary leeway to find their footing," he continued. "But our defense allowed us the margin to do that. Do you see?" The coach himself understands and emphasizes the critical role of their defense. It serves as the backbone of this team. It provides the solid foundation upon which they can build, even when the offense requires some time to warm up and get into gear. Then you have Alex Caruso, a player renowned for his defensive acumen, offering his perspective. He commented, "We just got a phenomenal defensive team," and he is absolutely correct in that assessment. He elaborated, "It's a collection of great individual defenders." But crucially, he also added that they also play great team defense. This highlights a key aspect of their success. It's not solely reliant on one or two individuals to carry the load defensively. It's a collective effort, with every single player locked in, committed to the scheme, and playing as one cohesive, impenetrable unit. That is the secret sauce. And let's not forget Chet Holmgren. He spoke about the importance of contributing on both ends of the court. He particularly emphasized the need to maintain defensive intensity, especially during those stretches when the offense might not be clicking smoothly. That right there reflects the team's overall mentality, the ingrained culture within the organization. They don't solely depend on their scoring prowess to win games. They understand the age-old adage defense wins championships. Holmgren's towering presence in the paint, his ability to alter shots and protect the rim, his impact is immeasurable. He genuinely changes the complexion of the game defensively. So Game 1 is now officially in the books. It was a blowout victory for the Thunder, a veritable defensive clinic put on display for all to see. Sure, Julius Randle managed to get his points for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He scored 28, with 20 of those coming in the first half. But in the grand scheme of things, it ultimately didn't matter. The Oklahoma City Thunder's suffocating team defense proved to be overwhelming. They sent a very clear, very loud message to the Timberwolves and the rest of the NBA. This Thunder team is for real. And their defense, it might just be formidable enough to carry them all the way,